Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Nightstargamer and I'm going to be your host today for this review. Today we are going to be reviewing Castlevania Aria for the Game Boy Advance. Hope you enjoy.
Castlevania Aria is a side-scrolling RPG where, like most Castlevania games, you travel through Dracula's castle. But unlike the original Castlevania, where you go through a series of challenges to make it to the end of the level, in this game, as you explore the castle, you're able to go back to previous areas that you've unlocked to help find hidden secrets, items, all sorts of stuff. And the monsters that you encounter are there to give you experience to help you level and gain you items to help you along the way. Though some of these monsters, though they don't look tough, they can take some effort in defeating before you actually get the pattern down. In this game, you do not play as one of the Belmont clan, but as a transfer student named Soma Cruz, who is here studying alongside his childhood friend, Mina Hakuba, who is the daughter of the priest of the Hakuba clan. While studying in Japan at the Hakuba shrine, something odd happens. Soma and Mina wake up in a strange new place. This is where they encounter someone who basically tells them they're outside Dracula's castle, and after a brief cutscene tells you that you have the power of dominance, which I will explain a little more as the review goes on. For some reason, Soma leaves Mina with the strange man, and decides to explore the castle a little bit.
Now I personally love the story of this game. It is one of the many aesthetics that kept me playing this game. The writer Koji Igarashi, I apologize dude if I pronounced your name wrong, did an excellent job writing the script. I do not want to give away too many spoilers, so I will be discreet in what I say. As mentioned earlier, you play as Soma Cruz. After around 30 minutes or so playing the game, you run into someone who mentions that you're the reincarnation of Dracula. This is the entire story plot. As simple as it may be, the writer knew how to make this simple plot into an interesting story with very little words. The writing in this game made me sympathize with Soma because he is just a normal student 1 minute, and then in a matter of hours in real world time, he finds out monsters are real and he might end up being the reincarnation of Dracula. This was said over a prophecy foretold after the defeat in Dracula 34 years ago, the current year being 2033. I feel I have said enough about the story for now, so if you want to learn more, obviously play the game. So let's move on to gameplay.
This game has so much going for it, I don't even know where to begin. Everything is done extremely well, but what do you expect? It's made by Konami. First, I would like to talk about the combat a little bit, and what you would spend most of your time doing. You would spend the majority of your time exploring Dracula's castle and killing monsters to gain experience. But there are also hidden secrets throughout the game that will give you nice weapons and gears and all sorts of stuff to play with. One thing I found is that I never felt like I needed to farm experience to beat a boss. The game gave me enough experience, so by the time I reached the boss, I was all ready. But of course, if I wanted to, I could gather more experience. When you kill a monster, they have a chance of dropping an item, such as a potion or antidote. Gears such as weapons and armor, or souls make up the majority of the combat. They act as secondary weapons. Trigger skill, passive skills, and abilities. This may sound complicated, but I assure you it is not, so let me explain. The usage of souls is known as the power of dominance, which I mentioned earlier. Each soul has a color that represents its typing. Red souls represent secondary weapons, much like the axe or knives that you got in the original Castlevania. Blue souls act as skills. that you can trigger while holding the R button. Some of these skills are extremely important for accessing areas of the castle. Yellow souls act as your passive abilities, such as the ability to walk on water or grant you slight bonuses to your stats. Some of these skills grant you access to enter areas that you could not normally enter on your own. This will lead you to find secrets and all sorts of stuff that can be useful on your journey. Lastly, we have the ability souls. These are souls that are a must for reaching the final boss, most of which are given to you by bosses, but some are given to you by normal monsters. Skills such as the super jump or slide would be in this category. One thing I respect with this game is the fact that I did not need to farm for these skills. In order to progress, I just had them. A lot of the time, I didn't even realize they were important until I needed to use them. So this means that the game designers knew that these skills would be important, and instead of making it a very needless way to pad out the game, they made it so these skills were given to you much easier than the other skills, allowing you to get them without noticing that you got them. Which this I really respect as both a game developer and a player. There are a wide variety of weapons in this game. Each weapon type had its own battle style. For example, hammers were slow but hit, well, like a hammer. Small swords hit in quick horizontal slashes, while great swords attacked vertically, covering more range but were slower to use. There are many more weapons hidden in this game, such as knives and knuckles. There's also a gun hidden in this game as well. So there's a lot you can look for and a lot you can use to fit your battle style. The controls in the game are fluent and responsive to every command that I made. If I wanted to attack, jump, or use one of my soul powers, I could do so without any delay. My only issue, and I will admit this is mere nitpicking, but my issue was that it could get somewhat confusing and frustrating switching between the two passive skills for water. Though it did not take long to do so, it was just frustrating in one room in particular, where you need to switch between both of them to go on top of water and underwater. And it takes roughly around 10 to 30 seconds to switch between the two, depending on where they're positioned in your soul selection and how quickly it takes for you to pick them. This consumes a lot of time, considering you need to switch multiple times in a row in this room. But this does not affect the game too much, but I felt that it was worth mentioning. The graphics in this game are excellent as well. Everything is well detailed, especially for the Game Boy Advance. Each room was colored to match the feel of the mansion and its atmosphere. Yet everything still had that gritty Castlevania feel to it that we all have grown to love. Each character is well detailed, with distinct features that help define their characters. The artwork was done by Ayami Kojima. I apologize if I said your name wrong. I looked up a few of her works, and she's definitely worth a Google search or two. The music for this game is beautiful to listen to. Each song has a way of matching the tone of the area you're playing in. When monsters die, some will make a sound effect, such as bones dropping to the ground, fire, explosions, or male or female screams. Not all enemies make a sound when they die, which can be a little disappointing to some, but I believe this was a design choice, because after playing the game, if every time you kill something, it made a sound, you could get overwhelmed with the sound effect, which could drown out the music and end up just being plain annoying. Some monsters do make a noise when they are not dying. The sounds of wings flapping, wheels scraping against stone, some kicks and punches, magic attacks, and many more. Each weapon type also has a different sound effect to match the weapon being used, all of which help set the mood for the player while not bombarding them with sounds. After you beat this game the first time, you get a message saying that you feel you will be back. But when you reload the save file, you find that you can advance a little further, meaning that you didn't technically beat the game. This game has tons of secret rooms hidden throughout the castle, and many collectibles to find as well, such as gears and souls. This game does gain a lot of replayability for having these. Once done, you have the option to play in hard mode, but not much else. Though it is done to roam throughout the castle, killing monsters with the best gear, weapons, and souls. The part I will remember most about this game is the boss battle with Julius Belmont. Not only was this fight challenging, forcing the player to use everything that he has learned throughout the story, but it also has a great character moment. I'm not going to ruin it. Please play for yourself. Let's just say that after this point, if you lose, you will get a new death screen.
Now that's basically it. Now I could talk about more, but I don't want to ruin any more of this game than I already have. If you want to play it, I would highly recommend this to anyone, fans or not of Castlevania. The game has great music, great story, characters, graphics. What more could you ask? But for those of you who need a rating, this is my rating. For storyline, I give it a 5 out of 5. For gameplay, I give it a 4 out of 5. For sounds, I give it a 4.5 out of 5. Graphics, a 4.3 out of 5. For presentation, a 4.3 out of 5. For replayability, a 3 out of 5. For a total score of 8.3 out of 10. This is a great game. That's my rating. So, I appreciate you guys for watching. Please feel free to post your positive or negative comments in the box below, and feel free to like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Go on Facebook, my Twitter. I do live streams, so please feel free to join in, chat and have a good time. All this stuff will be posted on my YouTube channel and in the information below. So, thank you for watching, and I'll be back next time.